Hey book dragons, I am back from ALA. So I didn't wind up filming at all when I was there. The last 3 days, honestly, this whole trip was like very, very chaotic and super busy. So I didn't get any footage. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to just do a wrap up with the rest of the books. I did finish those 2 books and I actually did finish one other one, but I'm gonna do that in my wrap up. What I want to do right now is I got home yesterday. I brought home about 20 books and I sent about 10 boxes. So I'm just gonna do my ALA haul part 1, and then whenever I get a box in my vlogs, I will just unbox them. But I do have a lot of books to show you because it was fun. And I like to do hauls. They're very, very enjoyable. This was ALA. This was a conference for librarians and teachers. I am a teacher. I do go as a teacher, but I also do read books for my content because I do create a lot more content in the summer because I am free. I did pay for my own ticket. I did not go as an influencer, but I did really have a fun time. I went with my friends. I stayed with one friend. I met a couple of new friends. We had a really, really fun time. I went with my librarian from my school. It was so fun. So let's get into it. I have a lot of books to show you and I don't know a lot about them, but if I remember how I got them or why I got them or the pitch I was getting, I will tell you. I will tell you when they're coming out, but I'm going to try to keep this sweet, short, and to the point so this video is not 2 hours long. Let me go get the books. This couple of books are a mix of books that I got the last day and during book breakdown. So during booth breakdown, what happens is at the end of the conference, they don't want to bring all their books home. They have booth breakdown. So here is a couple that I got from booth breakdown. I got The Cove by Claire Rose, which is like a supernatural murder mystery. I actually do have the audio of this, but again, if I see a book, I'm more likely to read it. I also got The Hocus Pocus Handbook by Anne Aguirre. I got this from Source. It still has its little sticker on it. And in that breakdown, I also got Most Ardently Yours by Freya Sampson. I don't have all my breakdown books because I did send a box, but I got the ones I thought I was going to read quicker. This one I have loved Freya Sampson in the past. This was also one of those rogue books I did not get a book on. You guys will see there's a theme. I tried to collect those books when I did see them. And then Wednesday or Macmillan does a theme. You get to pick 2 of their books a day for the adult side and 1 for the YA side. So for the YA day, which was Monday, I got Fallen Beauty by Astrid Chalette. A Haunting Wintry Tale of Art, Obsession, The Price of Love. This comes out in November. I was also trying to collect books I had e-arcs for so I could physically read them. And I also got My Unfamiliar by Mara Rutherford. This is one that I was super excited for. Maybe one of my first reads. Check out my July TBR because we're changing the game a little bit. And let me go get my next stack of books and then we'll chat about those. Most of these were books I got earlier in the conference. A couple of these were in my luggage, but I did get Hawk and Sparrow by Anaya Gray. This was a Fierce Reads title, and I really want to read this. It's a Gilded Age inspired novel of mystery, magic, and romance, and this comes out in September. A lot of September books. I also, from Penguin, got Mr. Medlin's Pendants from the Library Repository and Yarn. I have no idea what this book's about, but I like the cover. And it seems cool. So this is another one that I got. I also got A Tangle of Magic from Kensington. Saturday was my day where I got a lot of books. I had a friend who was there on Friday, and I wasn't. So she was kind of feeding me what books to get, and this is the one that I saw in her little stack. So I definitely used her as like my guinea pig to figure out what I actually wanted. Kelly knows that. I love her. And then I got Grumfort, Meet the World's Worst Monster Hunter by Jamie Hammond. I was trying to keep books in my luggage in case I needed something quick to read because I was doing the Amazing Readathon, but these are great for the classroom because it has a lot of photos in it and pictures in it. And then if I can't put it in my own classroom, I'll give it to the librarian. Especially because this is a finished copy. I also got my one book I did not get from BookCon. I got The Wretched Divine by Adeline Grace. I really wanted this book, and I got this book when I got, I don't know when I got this book, what I got with this. Now I can't remember. If I see it, I'll grab it. But The Wretched Divine, oh, I know what I got. But yeah, this is the one I really, really wanted. And then I got a couple of copies of Keys to the Ghost on by Kate Messner. This is like a murder mystery, but set in a theater. And I was talking to her, and one of my books has like her class that she does with kids, and it's also written like as a script. I really want to read this with my group, especially if I do small group this year. I really want to read this with them, so I want to see, and it comes out in February, so I will probably wait a little bit for that. A couple of these are actually, all of these are BookCon books I didn't get. I got Mortal Things by Marie Lu. Said an insatiable immortals, the eternal rivalries and humor trapped among them. And this comes out in... Oh, it doesn't say. Okay, this come out in October, but I love Marie Lu. So, I also got Firstborn by M.J. Hastings. She was there signing. I got this book signed to me. This was another one of those source books I didn't get a book on. And I also got Our Strange Duet by Erin A. Craig. This was a Phantom of the Opera retelling. I have loved Erin A. Craig in the past. The first book I saw that my friend Kelly had was Undone by Peyton Corinne. I have loved this series so much. She actually got this one for me. And I read Unbound this year, and I physically read it, which I don't normally do, and I loved it. So I really want to read this one as well. So yeah, now let's get into the other books that I have on my shelf. So this is my last box for today. So you'll have like a couple of little more clips, and then I'm going to see how long this video is. I got Embers of Magic by Catherine Bankswell, which is a book that's coming out in November. I really want to read something by this author, so I figured if I put something on a spinner wheel, it might get read. I also got Ghosts of Sicily. This is a nonfiction book written by Mark Harmon, who is involved in Navy NCIS, and I think if he reads this, I will listen to it. But I just thought it was interesting. I also got Full Throttle by J.K. McLaren. This is a enemies to lovers, first female ever driver. This one looks cute. So, I also got Secrets of Sparrowhawk Point. This is a historical fiction middle grade, so I'm excited to dive into this one as well. I was trying to be good and not pick up many historical fiction, but this is The Library of Forbidden Books. It's set in Berlin, 1933. And I might see if it, when does this come out? This comes out in September. I may see if there is like an audiobook I could listen to, but I do have a physical copy. Also, Lynette Nomi's Arakanine series is getting republished by Austria Young Readers. So I picked up this one. I have liked her books and I was wanting to read this series. So when I saw that they had copies, I picked one up. Another middle grade book that I got was Grave Spell by James Tovino and Elizabeth Sagan, which is Wednesday Meets One of Us is Lying, and this magic-filled thriller set for a modern school for wizards. This is another Source Books title. And then I got Of Sorcery and Science by Mike Chen. I do not know what this is. It's coming out in September, but it is probably like another fantasy book or science fiction book. And then this one may wind up going to my friend, but The Lighthouse at the End of the World, I figured I was interested enough to give it a shot. I may read it and see how I like it, but this one was another one that I wanted to read. And then another murder mystery that is more like fantastical. In this recently imagined version of the Byzantine Empire, a runaway courtesan pursues an ancient treasure alongside her prickly suitor, only to find something much more valuable than herself. This is a Kensington book that comes out in November. It's called The Jewel of Corvio, and I met her, and she sent it to me. It's like an adult fantasy mystery. And then Becca Fitzpatrick is back with Vanishing Beauties, which is coming out in December. This is Teen Queen Has Vanished, and this is more like a murder mystery, I think, with like a maybe a science fiction or fantasy element to it, maybe. And then I got Sophie St. Germain's To the Rotting End, Cinderland Saga. This is not coming out until February 2027, but it is a book that I do want to read, so I'm excited that I got this one. I got to meet her. And then I got two more in the stack. I got Legally Yours, Violet Lopez. I might read this while I'm watching Legally Blonde this summer. And also we have The Pop Star and the Playbooks by Juliet Rhodes, which is a pop star falls for a football player. So, yeah. I'll be back for one more stack, and then we're going to get reading, hopefully. This is the last little stack that I had in that box, so I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to hopefully start getting ready to read a little bit. I got As You Wake, Break the Shell by Becky Chambers. This is coming out in October. This will be my first Becky Chambers, so I'm really excited for this one. It's a science fiction book that I'm a little bit nervous to read, but I am excited. I also got Candy Apple Kisses, which is a fall rom-com. It's actually coming out relatively soon, so whenever it pops, I might just listen to the audio. I also have New Year's Grieve by Elizabeth Foshu, which is a romp of country house mystery for fans of Truly Devious and Knives Out, which is a slightly unhinged heroine, an inferiorly yet dreamy ex-boyfriend, and a pack of lonesome phantoms, a wayward and will, and one suspicious haggis. So this comes out in November. I also got A Girl of the Year 20, Davy Davenport Saves the Day. This is a American Girl novel. I really wanted them to have the Samantha one, but they didn't. So, but this is the one I got, and this will be great for my classroom. So, yeah. I also got The Dragon King by Tracy Benham Walker. This is from Bramble, comes out in November. Queer, black, sexy as hell is romantasy at its best. And this is a romantasy, which I'm excited for. I also got Tessa Bailey's Broken Rival, which is a time-traveling romance, which is very exciting. This comes out in October. I also got Wicked Endeavors by Camilla Cole. This is perfect for fans of Powerless. This high-stakes romantasy follows a vengeful teen who cons her way into an elite society of tyrannical witches, but her warring feelings for her enemy prince and a childhood friend could ruin everything. So, this comes out in September. I also have Rachel Harrison's new book, Kiss, Slay, Replay. Every Wedding Guest Worst Nightmares is on repeat. A wild, twisty new horror from the new So Thirsty and Play Nice. And this comes out in September. And then I also have Thousand Nights. This is a anthology, I think. It has a bunch of different stories written by a bunch of different authors. Yeah, I don't know if there is like a note. There might not be. Yeah, I think that they all... Oh, maybe... Oh yeah, I think it's just stories contributed by people. So that's actually kind of interesting. It's very, very big too. So maybe I'll read this over the course of a month. We will see. And then I have The Young Faircrest and the Search for a Sorcerer. Again, I love books that have drawings in them. It is very, very easy to read. And this comes out from DK on June. So it's actually already out. But this is the copy that we were given. And then we have Salt, Water, Blood. Indigenous teen fights for her to clear her brother's name in the thriller that's Firekeeper daughter meets Moana. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I'm gonna go post it, and then I'll come back when I'm ready to start my next reading vlog. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, my friends. I got like 5 boxes today, so you're gonna keep coming me pop back in just because I'm trying to get this stuff on the shelf. I also got a middle grade, The Cogsworths. Again, I love books that have illustrations because I think I can convince my kids to read them. And I also went with my school librarian, so I was trying to pick up books that like she wanted as well if I saw them. And I do read a lot of middle grade. And then The Monster in the Last Bloodline by K.A. Lin. This was a book from Entangled that they were doing at the end of the night, like the booth breakdown for Renee Carpenter giving up her body isn't a choice. I think this is a vampire novel. This one's already was already released, but I think it got republished by Mischief Books. And then this one is The Hedge Witch, which I just love the summary of this, and it's an indie book, and I try to read like as much indie as I can, and this one was one that I found. I also got a book from K.A. Tucker called North Country. This book is already out, which means I'm probably going to try to get the audiobook when it comes out or when I read it. But I saw this a lot when I was wandering around. I got Winter Rest Hollow, which I'm not sure. It says a dark fantasy follows 3 friends who discover their favorite child novel is real. So that's exciting. It's coming out in October, and I figured I would give it a shot. I also got another graphic novel. I got Spark Experiment, and the author was there signing, and I love reading graphic novels. It's probably already out, and I'm gonna see if my library has a copy, but I did get this to put in my classroom. I also got Holidays at the Castle by Jessica Day George. This I think has definitely been republished, but I haven't read the first one, so I did put a hold on it from my library. If I go to the library at some point, I'm gonna try to see if I can get book 1 as well. And then there was a signing, I think this might have been Friday. No, maybe this was Saturday. I can't remember. But this is Under a Carnivore Sky by Brianna Judge. She said it was perfect for Summerween. And it's written in verse. I'm going to give this book a shot. I've never read a book written verse, but yeah. So that one will be interesting. And then the last book is another Lauren Blankwood, Knight of the God King, and this was her YA book. All right, I'll be back when I have more updates for you or more books to unbox. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. This stack of books is a little bit smaller. I did take some books from my teacher, the librarian that I work with, and I just stuck them in my room, like my stuff when I go back to work, because I'm probably not going to read those, but they are good resources. But the ones I got for myself, or the ones I want to read first, are Witchwood, Erin Bow, A Butter and Owl Adventure. And I just love these books because it has a lot of pictures, and it really helps the the English language learners in my building, and I do work with a lot of them. This one is just so Gilmore Girls-esque. A Season for Falling by Kate O'Shaughnessy. And oh my god, I'm just really excited for this one. I think this is her YA debut. But yeah, I'm excited for this one. And then I have another one, Such Great Heights. And this is a YA contemporary, I think. But this one comes out in August. And then I got two like little graphic novels. There's a booth that has the emotions in it, and I was actually thinking about getting them for my classroom for next year, but when I saw them I decided to get two. I got Diary of a Famous Cat, Now I Have a Name by Dan Albert, and then her daughter was there and she wrote this one, Tiny Mighty Sock Rescue, and I have a German Shepherd. So these are probably gonna get read relatively quickly because they're just cute and I want to put them in my classroom and share them with my librarian because we do have a lot of English language learners in our classroom. So these I think will be great, but this is a resource I definitely want to add to my classroom next year. And then I got You Got Hate Mail by Pippa Grant. This is another romance that I'm going to probably get the audio for, but I saw a couple of more romances as we got to the end of the conference. And then the last one I got is To Our Untamed Core, and this is a dystopian. I think that this was the one that they said was a sapphic or like a trans main character, but I could be wrong. But it's a dystopian story, and they're like so popular, but I'm pretty sure that's what he said. I can't remember, but I'm gonna read it and give you guys my thoughts, and this comes out in September. We have one more box to sort through, and then I'm gonna wrap up this video, but let me go unbox that box and then we'll chit chat about what's in that, friends. So I am gonna do a actual book haul for my ALA books just because they're gonna come in waves, and if I have enough boxes I will probably do like a video. I have no rhyme and reason to how I'm opening these boxes, so it's probably just going to be a hodgepodge of books. If I remember why I picked it up, I will mention it. But again, ALA is a library teacher conference. I am a teacher. I'm a middle school drama teacher, and I went with my friends and we had a fun time. And I did get a lot. I got a lot of middle grade and like YA books because that's what I can put in my classroom. I also read a lot of YA and fantasy. So I got The Starminster by Megan Hopkins. This is from Kame Publishing. This is a middle grade book and it's a short one. So I also got Racing Hearts by Grace Newman, which is a sports romance. I like this cover quite a bit as well, and I think this was on the Penguin table. And then Bloomsbury is doing a new imprint, and this was one of the first books they were offering. It's The Literary Remains of Cornelia Fane by Joanna Van Veen. Heather Fossis meets T.J. Clunes in this delightfully funny, epistolary novel that intertwines Dutch fairy tale with an adorable sapphic love story. So yeah, I'm excited for this one. It doesn't come out till February, so I do have a long time for this one. But maybe I'll read it if it comes up on a spinner wheel rather sooner rather than later. But I am excited. Joanna Van Veen has written a lot of dark horror, which has not been my thing, but this seemed interesting. I also got Riftborn by Gretchen and Lennox. This is the new book that's coming out from Kensington. It's coming out in December. It is already out, like for indie you could get it, but I got the physical copy because they were there signing. And another YA book I got was The Wump by Toni Dissery. From the co-creator of the Spiderwick Chronicles comes a deliciously dark, brilliant illustrated comic coming of age story. This comes out in September, and again, the kids love stories with pictures. They feel like they're reading quicker, and I am always looking for a quick read during a readathon. Another book I picked up was 72 Hours of You by Joanna Shavin. This comes out in September. And this is a character can see, she knows 72 hours before you're going to die, and she meets a new classmate, and then they are secretly helping the people, I think. In a tragically romantic debut, joins the ranks of Adam Silvero, Justin Thau, and John Green, leading a heartwarming life building you'll never forget. Oh, and they decide to like work together to like give these characters before they die like the best 72 hours of their life. That sounds really interesting. So yeah, I'm really excited for this one. I also got Your Boyfriend Needs an Exorcism by Justin Purcello Willens, or Justine. The Weight of Blood meets Jennifer's Body in this horror comedy about evil spirits looking for a second chance at love and life. This one comes out in September, perfect for fall. And then we have Hours Left Till Morning by Marvin Chase. And this comes out in April. This is another one of that new imprint books from Bloomsbury. A devastating romantic speculative novel about two time travel agents who meet and fall in love out of order, racing towards an end they already know that can't be changed. So yeah, this is one of the ones I'm very excited for. So yeah, I'm going to go put these on my shelf, and then I'll come back when I have another box to unbox with you. Sooner rather than later, but let me go put these on the shelf. Bye, book friends. Friends, I'm back. So hopefully this video will be about 20 minutes, but I'm just unpacking boxes as they arrive, and we'll see. So the next one is The Bodyguard by Lauren Blankwood. I actually got 2 books from this author. This was the one that she was signing at Amazon, I think. And I'm very excited to dive into this one. I don't know if it is an adult or a YA book, but I'm excited. It comes out in August. I also got another middle grade. I got Nick Stone, Daisha Forever, which is a quick middle grade book, which I'm really excited. I like Nick Stone. I've read a couple of her things, and I want to put this one in my classroom. These books that have big writing are really good for middle school kids. I also got another copy of Keep the Ghost Light On by Kate Messner. This is the one that has the pre-order. So once I read it, I'll probably pre-order 2 copies so I could have 4 copies for my classes. I normally have about 4 students in my group, so I would like to pre-order 2 copies, and then I have 2 arcs. So, but this is one that I just have a second copy of for that reason. And then I have When the Shadows Burn by Vanessa Lee. This is a YA adult crossover fantasy duology following a demon hunter in a city filled with magic, murder, and corruption. I have not read anything by this author yet, but I do want to, and I have quite a few books of her on my TBR. This is a funny story. I got this on Sunday, I think, because I got 2 books on Sunday, and mostly because I just asked, and the lady, I was like, oh, I have to come back for that tomorrow, and then she gave it to me. So this was now the one that I have. And I love their YA books. I really do read a lot of them, and I have heard good things about this author, so I'm happy that I got this one. And I got another time travel romance, Once in a Lifetime by Amari Harakai. This comes out in October, and I think it's just like another time travel romance. So I'm excited. I got to meet her as well, I think. Yeah. And she signed it to me. So this one's a new book. And I have a lot of friends in my school that I work that do like romance, so I can pass this one on. And then I got another middle grade book, The Parable Port by The Captain's Clue. And this has a lot of like illustrations in it and hilarious action adventure series. Oh, okay. This is a Christian fiction book as well, which is good. So I will probably put this in my collection for my students. And then I also got Our Aimless Nights. I got volume 2, but I can get volume 1 from my library, and I have been wanting to read more manga, so this one was one that I got, and they are starting to develop their manga line at Penguin. One that I was super excited for was Cave Jumpers, and this one doesn't come out until 2027. This is one of the Mischief books. It's by Ellie Owens. Some trials judge your abilities, others decide your fate. I really do want to read this one, so I either hope it gets picked or I pick it in the summer. It does come out in 2027, so you'll get my review very early. And then another arc I got was the Dead Sea Squirrels, Cyber Squirrels. This is the co-creator of Veggie Tales. This is another really, really quick one, but I do put these in my classroom, so I always read them first to make sure they're appropriate, but yeah. And then another like fall book is Death in Verse by Julie Liu. This comes out in October. Perfect for the season. Equal parts murderous, devastating, and propulsive. This locked island mystery is an intricate plot of historical fantasy that mirrors our world, inclusive of all the great exploitative politics and prejudices. Ooh, that one sounds awesome. So I'm excited for this one. And then I have another book. I have Capsize, a mystery coming of age drama set against the backdrop of all girls rowing club. Cool. I do like a good mystery. So that's sort of what I'm in the mood to read right now. So we'll see what gets picked. All right, I'm gonna go put these on the bookshelf, and then we will go unbox the other box, and then I'll come and I'll share them with you all. Friends, I'm back. I keep getting little boxes, and I'm just going to make this a very, very long video. This was the last box that I sent from UPS, so this was all of my like breakdown books. Most of them, a couple of them were signings, but this was like my last stuff that I got. So I got The Bees, the Burn Beast by Mary Eveling. A lot of these are going to be for my library classroom because I am getting a new library next year. So I am getting these. I also actually got the book I got last year. I got The End Crowns All. This is the book that says Girl, Goddess, Queen. This is the sequel. I really do need to read the first book. Also, I accidentally picked up a second copy of The Crimson Throne. I do like this cover a little bit better, and I really want to read it. So I figured if it's on enough lists, I will get around to it. I got a lot of books in breakdown from Macmillan. They were just letting you get back on the line. I got Green City Wars by Adrian Chachowski, which is a new thriller from one of the most compelling voices in science fiction. I think it's told from the point of view of a raccoon. I was so happy that this was still on the wall. Another thriller that I got was Seconds to Spare by Rachel Reese. This is buckle up for a wild ride with an airborne locked door thriller. It's a thriller on an airplane. So, and this is a YA one that I'm really excited for. Another YA book that I got from Peachtree was Between the Sun and Shadow, a Hades Empress-Cecily reimagining on a tightly locked planet for fans of queer romance, mutant superheroes, eccentric robots, and speculative tech. This cover is stunning. I love this color combination. Another book that I got is A Kiss of Hammer and Flame by Emily de la Force. This is a romantasy that I've never heard of. I actually need to send this to my friend Lindsay when I'm done with it. Also, another thriller that I got was I Spy by M.L. Kemp. Again, I just saw it on the wall. We'll probably grab the audio, but I wanted to have a physical copy. I'm going to try to do all the breakdown books first. I had 2 final signings that I did, so I'll do those last, I think. Most of these were all books I got at breakdown. I think a couple of them, I'll try to separate them as I'm doing this. But most of these were breakdown books. Yeah, no, this wasn't. Okay. Yeah, I had a couple that weren't, but most of these all came from breakdown. Just like when they take down the boots. Okay, so this was Lola, which is just stunning. Perfect book for my classroom, which is why I got it. I also have another one for my classroom, When Tomorrow Burns by Ty Keller. Another super quick middle grade. Love Spells Trouble. I actually do have the audio for this, so I actually may make this my next audio read for this vlog, for the vlog I'm currently doing, because I do have the audio for this one. Another theater book that I got was Casting April, which 6th grade, lives and breathes all things Broadway, and I'm a Broadway girl, and I really want to do a lot more theater things with my students this year. I also got another really, really quick read, which is Ollie Oakes and the Haunted Carousel by Kaylin Barron. This is another one that I could probably get the audio for and see how long it is. I actually might just see how long that is. And then I also got Anna James, The Chronicles of Wentley, The Season of Flames. This one is another book that I read the first book and really did like it, and I saw it on the wall. And then a couple of more, one more from the Penguin was Night Curse by Emma Hines. I was always looking for the YA books and I didn't see any other ones. This is the one I got. And then another book that I got is Where No Shadow Stays by Sarah Hashem. I think that someone read this and I liked it, so I picked it up. Okay. Oh, and then these are the books that I got like in my final drop. I got The Museum of Lost Things by Sarah Keene. 2 true tales of fabled treasure, legendary cities, mythical creatures lost to time. I really want to read this. I might wait for the audio, but I am intrigued. And then I also got Tell the Ghosts I'm Gone by Kaylin Barron. She writes a lot of different type of books, clearly, but she is a Bloomsbury. She has a lot of stuff through Bloomsbury. And then my last 2 signings that I did was The Rosewood Bargain by Michaela Grabo. Stunning. Perfect for Summerween. And then another one is Ungodly Chaos by Selma Soren, which is perfect. So yeah, I will be back. I think tomorrow I'm getting one more box, so I will come back when I'm ready to wrap up this video, but that is where we are. I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Friends, my last little box came. This is like one of my last boxes. So I have Beautiful to See You Again. This is a YA book, and I think it's about, I don't know what this one's about. It was one that I got. No. Yeah. So, but yeah, this is another one. I also got The Unforgettable Mailman. This is one that is a heartwarming story about intergenerational friendship, the power of human connection, and perfect for fans of Frederick Bachman. Yeah, so I'm excited for this one. I got a nonfiction. I got The World's Worst Mom. I just picked this one up. I will probably get the audiobook of this one, but I did grab a copy. And then I got Wild Card by Jennifer Ickopel. She wrote Finding Her Edge. This is her adult romance. She was there signing. And I got Maid of a Royal by Mago Brandy and Amo Jones. This is a book that Entangled was giving away at the end of the day. And then I got another thriller, It's Not What You Think by Claire McIntosh. This is another thriller. I haven't read anything by this author, but I do want to. And then I got Demonology for Overachievers, which is a dark academia novel. And then I got The Only Way Out Is Up by Django Wexler. This is Friends of Cradle and Dungeon Crawler Carl, but I think it's a YA book. And then I got The Windsor Affair by Melanie Benjamin. This is a historical fiction book. This is actually already out. And then I got The Dead Things by Jennifer Hartman. This comes out in 2027, so it's going to be a while. But if I really do want to read it, I can physically read it. And then I have The Memory of Borrowed Books by Megan Anderson. Deep in the library lives a hidden room where magic shines the shelves of memories. And this comes out in October, but I love that it has books on the cover. It's often a prompt. Royal Singer by Gracie Kim. I need to go back and read the first book in this series, but I did get the second one when I was at Disney. And then I got Summer of Stars by Liana Cochety, and this is a fake dating romance. And then I have The Opposite of Murder by Sophia Hannah. Yeah, this is one that comes out in August. And then I got a normal copy of Stormbreaker by Nisa J. Tooley. I do want to read this one as well. And the last book in this box was The Ghost Guild by Annie Barrows. So. And this is another book that has a lot of like illustrations in it, and that is normally something my middle school kids look for. So I will come back when I have more updates and I can wrap up this vlog. It'll probably be early next week. But yeah, let's go put all these books on the shelves. I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, book friends. Friends, I'm back. I just want to do a quick update, and I'm probably going to wrap up this actual video. I did get one of my last boxes in. I'm just going to start putting them in my reading vlogs because this video is going to probably be long enough as it is. Again, let's just get to it. So I got Remember Me, Daphne. This was the time when I was starting to get books for my classroom. So these is a middle grade horror, I think. So, comes out in July. I also got The Cozy Girl Mystery. This is book 2, and when it comes up on my spinner wheel, I'll probably listen to book 1 because I think it's on my Hoopla. But this one's very, very funny. I like cozy mysteries quite a bit, and I do like The Golden Girls. I used to watch The Golden Girls when I was a lot younger, and I just really like that show, so this one's really fun. And then this is when I was hanging out with my friend Scary, and we got a lot of things together. So I got God-Burned by Foz Meadows. This doesn't come out until 2027. So, a God-Burned conscript, fateful arbiter of justice, must unravel a conspiracy that could ravel today's headlines. And I think that this is sapphic, or like LGBTQ+, I believe. I think he writes that. Or they might write that. And I also got The Thief and the Traitor Blade by V.O. Bavillano. This is a book that I need to read the first book for, but I saw this and had to pick it up. Actually, my friend Barry told me it was there. And then I got The Do's and Don'ts of Magic by Del Match, the author of The House Witch. This book is a lot more reasonable to read, and it is traditionally published, which is probably why it's a lot shorter. So, this one is very, very pretty as well, and it's a kind of like spell shop adjacent. This book got a little bit roomed in the packaging, but She Drinks the Light by Yasmin Aganda. This is a YA horror, I think, and I'm not sure what it's about, but it's very, very pretty. And then I got the Odds of Getting Even by Amanda Salette. This is another book that I will probably grab the audiobook for, but I did get it. And another middle grade book I got was Project Woof, which is just cute, and I will probably stick this in my classroom after I read it, but hopefully it will come up on the spinner wheel before the summer year's over. And then I got Mott's Blood by Lin D. Jung. This is a new dark academia romance, which I'm really excited to read. I love this color combo. And then I got Murder on the Upper Side by Gigi Wardolph, which is a pseudonym for Kit Frick, and I liked her books in the past. I do have this as like a neck alley arc, and I was reading it, but I really struggle to read before bed, to be very honest. I know people like to do that to relax. I just struggle, and normally I just watch like old things on YouTube. To be honest, I got Rough and Ready by Penny Reed. This does not come out till March 2027, so I may try to physically read it or see if it's in a series. But this is Sourcebooks Casablanca as well. And then I also got The Secret Books Up Suit Society by Lindsay Curry. I have read her other books and have liked them. Are trapped in a book themed dim during an ice storm. Oh my god, that's so cool. This comes out in September. And then I got another theater book, which is A Darker Act by Amy Goldstein. I have so many theater books on my TBR. I really want to do a reading vlog. Let me know if you'd be interested. And then I also got Spellstruck by Martha Waters. And this one is maybe like a cozy magical romance, maybe? I am not sure. But yeah, so I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. Thank you so much for sticking around. Let me know in the comments what are any books in this vlog or this video that you want me to see do a dedicated reading vlog for you all this summer, because I know I'll have a lot more time in the summer, and I would hopefully you guys comment. I never get comments, but yeah, let me know in the comments and I will try to make that happen for you. Bye, book friends.